Mrs. Fox, please introduce Dr. Coverdale.
Point of order, please, Madam Chair. If we already voted to hear Mrs. Dr. Coverdale, I think Dr. Coverdale, she's here in person, to tell us who she is.
Mrs. Fox, please introduce Dr. Coverdale, and then Dr. Coverdale will speak as she can. Member Ross, you have a question?
Point of information. When you, what's the topic?
What is she speaking on?
I
board meeting, it was requested that both, all the contract person that we work with come to the board.
Exactly.
She was scheduled to come over on the flight. She wasn't available, so now we're having a meeting here, she's here. However, she was at the last joint board meeting and she did her presentation. She gave a background information of herself. She also gave us a handout which was shared with all the admin, and I'm sure Mr. Branch had gotten a copy. And before that, we had given all of you her job description. A copy was sent to all board members with her resume. So today is just a follow-up presentation based on the ballot and the testing that's been going on. Again, that was requested from the last joint board meeting that was held on Monday in St. Croix. Okay, so she'll give a little background for those that weren't here at the last joint board meeting that we had here October 10th. She presented here as well.
Good morning.
Good morning. A formal good morning to Chairperson Wells. A formal good morning to the Chairperson Watlington, Chairperson Bryan, all of the members of the board, Supervisor Fox, members of the media, and the public. My name is Dr. Tonjia Coverdale, and I currently serve in the capacity of the Elections Technology Territorial Coordinator for both the District of St. Croix and the District of St. Thomas and St. John. I am a third-party contractor who does not work for the vendor ES&S, Election Software Systems, nor am I a direct employee of the Joint Board of Elections. I've been chosen to serve in this role because I have 17 years of professional experience in the area of information systems and technology, and I am also a 3-degree holder, a BS, an MBA, and a PhD in information sciences and systems. And I am a professor at the University of the Virgin Islands in the area of information systems and technology. Thus, I qualify as an expert in information technology both professionally and academically. My goal here today is to try to bring some clarity to some of the issues surrounding how the GS200 machine tabulates and how it performs as it relates to the straight party tabulation. I will be referencing sections of the Virgin Islands Code. If you have the Virgin Islands Code in front of you, I will be referencing Title 18, Chapter 21, Subchapter 2, Article 584, numbers 2, letter B, numbers 2 through 5, and letter D. I will be using this board here as a visual. It would also be helpful for you if you have in front of you a sample ballot. If there is anyone who would like a sample ballot at this time, please alert Supervisor Fox, and I'm sure she will ensure that you have a sample ballot for your purview. Okay. Firstly, if you have the code in front of you, and if you don't, I will read it out to you for those who do not have the opportunity to have it in front of you. Article 584, letter C, says, at the general elections, an elector shall prepare his or her ballot in the following manner. We now go to number 2. If he desires to vote for every candidate of a political party, he may depress the button, in this case, fill in the oval, opposite the name of the party of his choice in the party column on the ballot, and every such depression shall be equivalent to and counted as a vote for every candidate of the party so marked. So, if you have your sample ballot in front of you, on the beginning side, on the front side, you will see 3 symbols. One for each of the registered parties in the Virgin Islands. Democrat, Republican, Independent Citizens Movement. Currently, when you fill in either of the 3, every slated candidate on that party will receive a vote. So I'm going to draw this here just so we understand.
Point of order.
I would greatly
Point of
appreciate
order,
if we could
please.
finish because it's
Point of order.
okay.
Member Bryan?
If we proceed in a particular way, I want asked to get all of Mr. Young lady, Dr. Coverdale, said she was qualified as an expert. And I'm saying, if she don't present me with a certification from appropriate jurisdiction or court as a qualified expert, I want it to be known on record. What she said is what the record will
Okay,
quote.
you've made
And-
your
'cause I'm not
point on
finished,
the
madam. I'm not finished. Hello.
Your
And she just
point
mentioned,
is on the record, Dr. Coverdale will discuss.
I would like for her to tell us again.
Please,
She's making reference to symbol ballot. I just want to make sure that she's making
Dr.
reference.
Coverdale,
Thank
please
you.
continue.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so on this side, we're going to have DS200 because I want to make a comparison between how your previous machine worked and the DS200 machine worked. And it will be relevant as we continue to go through the various areas of the code. So previously, the old machine. So previously, if you select Democrat, okay, press your button for Democrat. All of the Democrats would light up, okay? Same thing with the DS200, and I'm going step by step, so please do not interrupt me until we finish the entire presentation, because it does come back. When you fill in your button for Democrat, all of your Democrats are done. Okay, that's for now. The next section says, number 3, if the voter depresses a button opposite the name of a candidate of the party and also depresses the button opposite the party of the ballot on the electronic voting machine, then the depression in the party shall be the equivalent to and shall be counted as a vote for every candidate of the party. So that is saying that if I select Democrat and then I go here and I select a Democratic candidate, it's still talking about same party. I select Democratic whoever, okay? Since I have this and these parties match, the Democrats will still receive their vote. Okay, that's what it's saying. So far I think we are all understanding because this is just straight party at this point. Now, the next section 4. If an elector wishes to vote a split ticket, that is, to vote for any combination of candidates from different political parties or political bodies or independent candidates, he shall make a depression opposite the name of the candidates for whom he wishes to vote. Let's go to the old machine. Okay, so what it is saying is if I want to vote for anyone, any combination, whether they're ICM or Republican or Democrat Independent, I, as an elector of the U.S. Virgin Islands, have the right to vote for whoever I want to vote for. And in the old machine, okay, I would then forego this, and I would go to whoever I want to vote. Likewise, in the new machine, I would forego filling in the straight party symbol, and I would circle in whoever I want. Okay. The issue that I think we're all grappling to understand is, well, what happens if I select the party symbol and then I select other people? So let's start with the old machine again. In the old machine, you select Democrat and all of the people who are Democrats who get your vote. Then if you decide, you know what? I really want to vote for the Republican delegate to Congress. I really want to do that. Obviously, I cannot do that if I've selected this. So I'm going to go and punch this again, and I'm going to erase this, and then all of these are erased, and then I can go then back and select who I want. Fortunately, The DS200 does the same thing, however, you're not seeing it. And I think this is what happens. There's a virtual step that is unable to be seen by the voter, but it happens. So let me explain how it works. I select the Democratic ticket. And that gives everybody my vote. My delegate, governor race, senator at large, legislature, everybody but the Board of Elections. Because the law says the Board of Elections should not receive the benefit of the straight party ticket, which it does not. Okay. Now, I then say, this is each race. These are our Democrats and these are other people. I then say, you know what? I really, really want to vote for another candidate for delegate, not yet, for delegate. Once I do this, this is akin to on the old machine canceling my right to vote for everybody, because once I go over here and I say I no longer want to vote straight Democrat, it is a virtual step that cancels this straight party vote. This gets canceled. So what happens is this person does not get the vote, and the person I went and purposefully voted for gets the vote. It's not that it's giving it to the wrong person. I chose to fill in this circle. I chose to go in there, and I chose not to vote Democrat. Because if I wanted to vote Democrat, then I would have not changed my vote. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So just to read, again,
I'm sorry,
title.
Ms. Coverdale, I have a question. Doesn't it in fact cancel all of the Democrats, not?
Point of order, I just let me stop in and leave and interrupt, you know. For right that Tony got a right to drop a lecture. I am the board, you know.
Okay, so
that?
can I take questions at the end?
Wait at the end.
This is the last
Wait, yeah, we wait.
So just to reiterate, if we're looking at that, this is supporting a voter's right to vote the split ticket. I chose Title 18, Chapter 21, Subchapter 2, Article 584, letter B, number 4, says if an elector wishes to vote a split ticket, that is to vote for any combination of candidates from different political parties or political bodies or independent, he shall do so. So this is doing the same thing that the old machine did. You're just not seeing a big old X being removed. It's calculating the same exact way. What you may or may not know is that we received a statement from the vendor, Election Systems and Software, who says that 14 other states are using the same straight party vote, which has been confirmed by the Election Assistance Commission, who is the federal body who certifies these machines. I do not see how the Election Assistance Commission, who is the federal body, would certify a machine that wouldn't work in every jurisdiction that it covers, which includes the United States, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Guam. You don't have to be a state to be part of the federal jurisdiction of the EAC. So I went into the code and I tried to make sense of this, and this is what I see as the expert. Why am I an expert? Because I have the academic credentials, I have the professional credentials, and if anyone would like a copy of my CV, Curriculum Vitae, feel free to approach me afterwards and I can give you that. Meanwhile, my goal here today is to inform everyone, and it may be difficult to understand because technology sometimes isn't that easy to understand. We get it. But the old machine and the new machine does the same exact thing. So if the old machine was compliant with VI code, then technically the new machine is also compliant with VI code. First, finally, please refer to your sample ballot.
While we're getting our ballot, I'll acknowledge the presence of members Williams and Molina from the.
But she wasn't finished. She still ain't finished.
Yep, I acknowledge the presence of members Molina and Williams
He went to the front. They hear me
Thank you
sitting.
very much. Now that we have our sample ballot,
Okay, please,
Hello,
please,
see finish.
please locate the referendum section on the back side of your sample ballot. You will notice that we have two referenda on our sample ballot, in which you can only fill in one answer, yes or no or nothing. You can opt not to fill in anything, okay? Yes or no or nothing.
excuse me, let her finish.
Hello, please.
Let her
You can
finish.
fill in both
Let
if you
her
want.
Hello.
Okay,
You're saying you shouldn't.
if,
Please, let her finish.
well, no, I don't understand how you have a yes and a no answer, but okay. If you fill in the yes and you submit the ballot, it scans correctly. If you fill in a no and you submit the ballot, it scans correctly. If you fill in the yes and a no, and this is where we have crowd participation, because again, technology is just basic logic. It's logic. It's black and white, 0 and 1. It's very simple. If you fill in two answers and a one answer only question, what do you expect to happen to the ballot?
Spoiled.
It should not be spoiled. It should be. It comes back out and gives the user or the voter the opportunity to correct their ballot. And that's what happens. So currently, if I fill in yes and no, and I put it in, it's going to give it back to me and say, please check the answer, because you can't do yes and no. Like, you just can't do yes and no. That's no, just can't. That's just life, right? You have to have a position or none, but you can't do yes or no. So it brings it back. Yes, it will give you an error. So absolutely, if I brought in, and we were trying to bring in a DS200 right now so I can show you, if I brought it in and scanned it in, absolutely it would give me an error. It is supposed to give me an error. So I want you to understand, in conclusion, that the technology, A, does the same thing that the old machine does, but in a different way, logically structured. It does the same exact thing, which is compliant to the EAC and the Virgin Islands Code. And two, it does the same thing in terms of giving you certain errors. It's supposed to give you errors. Technology is not always supposed to accept what you want it to accept. It's supposed to be there to help guide you on a nice, straight, and narrow path. And I will also conclude by saying I would implore and ask on behalf of the people of the Virgin Islands that the joint boards of election please reconsider your position on utilizing the technology properly, because it remove me with handcuffs or something.
Hello, please.
Member Kimberley Salisbury.
Madam Chair.
Member Salisbury is going to start.
No, Attorney Salisbury.
Then we're going around. Attorney
Point of order,
Salisbury.
Madam Chair. I did not hear clearly what the young lady was saying.
Well,
You
Mr.
said,
Dickinson didn't.
no, that was after Mr. Watlington started the shop. Could you let the young lady finish what she was saying? You said let her finish.
Let her finish.
Point of order.
Attorney Salisbury, I heard you. Attorney Salisbury.
Point of order.
Going to respond?
Point of order. Could I ask the reporter, did you hear completely all of what the lady said? She have to hear. This is a record that have to be recorded. Did you hear what she was saying?
No.
All right. So how you gonna have a track?
Salisbury?
Ms. Coverdale,
You're going to have a chance to say something before we start.
we were here the other night,
Salisbury.
we did the test ballots, and whenever you put the party ticket, and then you go to another.
Again, you can't have two meetings, because I can't hear what you said, the reporter cannot hear what is being said over here. We can't have two meetings, including the members. You know, we gotta be respectful to people, man. Everybody has an opinion.
Tell Turo that's each one.
Member,
Sorry. Tell me.
Attorney Salisbury, please continue.
We sat here a week or two ago, we ran several ballots. You ran them. You selected the party ticket, and then you added extra candidates. None of the party candidates received those votes. Only the non-party candidates received their votes. And then after we did that, ES&S sent us the functionality of the DS200, and that's what it says it does. So what you have up there is 100% incorrect.
Actually, ma'am, I beg to differ, so let me clarify since you don't understand what I'm saying.
Would you like to read what ES&S says?
Excuse me. Member Brown, Member Watlington.
Madam Chair, Madam Chair, Dr. Coverdale works for the election board for the system. Dr. Coverdale has made a recommendation based upon what she believes. The board has made a completely different recommendation based upon what we believe. Dr. Coverdale should not be, in fact, fighting and arguing against what this board has decided. She has her role to play as our technician. Either she's going to work for us or she's not going to work for us. But to sit here and to tell and argue with our council as to what we have observed, how we interpret the law, that she interprets it different, is wrong.
My
And we should,
fiduciary duty.
Excuse me,
excuse
Dr.
me,
Coverdale.
and it's no longer,
I'm gonna need you to change your tone. I'm gonna need it. okay?
Excuse me?
Because she
Excuse
is.
me,
No, I got one time. She has got to. That is absolutely no.
Can I make a motion to hear the lady?
5-minute recess.
Hello, Mr. Williams, please then make a motion to No, don't mind him.
Don't mind him, a crook, don't mind him.
He can't put you
Keep the board in job, don't mind him. Don't mind him coming to give him
Did you make a motion for it to happen?
Such an insulting bunch.
Carolyn! 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 Carolyn, don't mind them that want to hear the woman, right? Then make the motion to hear her first.